Moving instead to the international system. Here, basically, we see that COVID-19 is and has been an accelerator of existing trends. We already lived in a world, essentially, of growing competition between the United States and China, a competition and a rivalry that was already playing out in the trade as well as in the digital spheres. What we have now seen is the way in which COVID-19 has added an ideological twist to this growing competition and confrontation. It is a confrontation and a competition which is playing out as a propaganda war between the United States and China, and in which there is also a growing question mark as to what is the most effective system of government, particularly in handling a crisis such as COVID-19. So basically, and this is why it is acquiring these ideological undertones, is it a liberal democracy or is it an authoritarian form of government that is better able in many respects to impose severe and restrictive lockdowns in which it can afford, quote unquote, to go ahead with tracing and tracking people because it doesn't really have to bother about the very difficult debate between privacy and security. So these are all things that have not been generated, of course, by COVID-19, but which COVID-19 has made and sort of allowed to surface in a very dramatic way. Now, alongside this, what we're also seeing is that this growing confrontation between these two major superpowers is risking, and not only risking, is already debilitating the multilateral system. We have seen that there has been growing difficulty in reaching agreement within, for instance, the G7. And in which the United States, also in its process of abdication of a role of global leadership, is essentially pulling out of the multilateral system and therefore risking to hamper it, if not destroy it altogether. The case of the World Health Organization obviously stands out in this respect. And this, in a sense, the tragedy of all this is precisely the fact that multilateralism is being attacked precisely at a time in which it is most urgently needed, because it's very clear that not only in order to exit the health crisis, but above all to exit the economic crisis that has started and that promises to be devastating, it is clear that we can only do things and get out of this together through cooperation and increased coordination.